Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video, I have discussed about that Laravel default authentication system, and this authentication system provided one of the dashboard, and from here you can update your all that profile, and that is I have customized here is now display our username, right? So now when you log in, then by default it's redirected to the dashboard. So there's the dashboard. As I told you friend, if you go to the route, into the route here with this symptom, it should be check it that is our verified email or not. So there is another portion, that means you have to verify your email and then you get it, and when it should be successfully done, then it should be redirected to the /dashboard, right? So that is the /dashboard, that means the return view, and that is our dashboard page. That means one of the view page, if you go to that our view, if you go to that views, you can see that is the dashboard. When this user is logged in, then actually is visible, right? So that is by default all the things is ready-made for the user. So if you go to the profile, so everything is ready-made for the user. So here you can see that is all that our default user. So right now I want to also create another logging panel for the admin. So for doing this, if you want to check it, first of all I want to show you. If you go to our project directory, if you go to the CMD, and right now if you want to check that all the default route, then you can also check it with the PHP artisan and the route and the list. So if you add as a PHP artisan route list, and after that if you click as enter, now you can see it's now provided all the default route. Okay, so right now that is actually my screen is a little bit small. So here that is all that our route. So into this route area here, if you check it, like there is our head for the preset, there is a password confirmation, and that is post for the confirm password confirmation, the two-factor logging. I want to find out that reset, that is a reset update, and then there have also another one as a register. You can see there is a register, and also there is another one is a logout, and then there's a logging. So this logging actually, how that logging works. So this logging actually get one of the method is working for this one, and in that is it's the Laravel Fortify HTTP, the controller, and authenticated session controller, and into the authentication session controller they have one of the create method. You can see this the create method is working for our this logging, right? So that is the actually appropriate position. Like there is a Laravel, if you go to your project directory, into the project directory there is actually vendor. Into the vendor they have the Laravel folder. You will find out that Laravel folder, and that is actually appropriate locations, right? So into the Laravel, that is actually showing the Laravel and then authenticated section, and they have the one of the authenticated session controller. Into the authenticated session controller, this create method is working for our this logging. So that is the default one. So right now I want to create another one for our admin. So if you want to do that work, first of all, I want to create one of the controller for the admin, and also I want to seed some of the data. So first of all, I want to create one of the controller. So for doing this, right now our artisan is running. That means the PHP artisan service running, so it should be needed, and that is our another one, and that is our route list, right? So right now we don't need this, I remove it. So that is actually our project directory. So here I want to create one of the controller, and if you want to create that controller, I think you already know about it. That will be as a PHP artisan make controller, and then I want to create one of the admin controller. So I name it as a admin controller. Okay, that will be created one of the controller as a admin controller in our controller area. So now if you click as a enter, now you can see it's now successfully created. That controller is successfully created. So if you go to our controller, that means the HTTP, there is a controller, and that is our admin controller, right? And also I want to create one of the model for our this admin, and also I have to seed it laterally. And also we need our one of the migration file, because for the user they have also by default one of the migration file, right friend? If you go to that here, you can see that it's one of the user, and for the user that is all that user table, that is a name, email, the email verification, add the password, current ID, everything, right? So now I want to add another migration file also for our admin, because all that admin related data will be saved in our this admin table. So I show you step by step, everything will be very clear to you. So first of all, I want to create one of the model as a PHP artisan and make model. and I want to create one of the model name as a admin. And also I want to create one of the admin migration file, that is / and the m. Now if you click as a enter, now you can see it's now created two of this file. It's created one of the table and also it's created one of the model. Right. So now if you go to our migrations, into the migrations, that is our admins table. So it will be just like our user. So as I told you, we just copy everything from our existing one. So that is our user table, and here you can see that is all that field. So right now I copy it. I copy everything from our user table, and now in our admin here I simply paste it. Okay, so that will be the same. So that will be the name, email, the email verification, the password, everything will be just like that same. So here I have updated that part. Now click as a save all. And now also I want to update our admin model. So I have also created one of the model as an admin, right? So it will be just like same our user. So right now I copy everything from to the user. I copy everything. That is actually one of the default model. I copy everything from to this position, and now in our admin model, so into this admin model here I simply paste it. So here only we have to change that class name. So this class will be as an admin. So here I simply add as an admin. So now I want to create one of the table. I just click as a save all. So now that is the table I want to create in our database. That means here, right? So if you want to create it, that means that migration I have already done. So now we have to migrate it, right? So now I want to migrate. That means here I run as a PHP artisan. Okay, PHP artisan migrate. Now click as enter. Now you can see our migration is now successfully completed. So now if you go to our database and into here, if you click as a refresh, now you can see there is another one is added as a admin. So that is admin's name, email, the email verification, all that field is now created for our admins. So now I want to insert some of the data. So you can manually insert some of the data, rather than you can also insert some of the data in appropriate this database table with using that seed. So if you go to that Laravel official website, and into the official website, if you go to the documentation, into the documentation there is a database, and in database there is a seeding. So with this seeding you can actually insert some of the data in your database table. Like if you want to create some of the seeding, there is on the command as a PHP artisan make seeder, and that your seeder name. So now I want to create new one. I copy it. So I copy it, and in particular that position I paste it. So here if you want to find out that seeding all that file, so that is into the right now minimize it. So that is our migration, and here you can see there is our seeders. So into the seeders by default there is a database seeders, and also there is a factories. Into the factories by default there is also another one as a user factories. So now I want to create another factory. So if you want to create another factories, if you go to that Laravel official website, so that is for the testing. So if you go to the testing, into the testing, and here if you go to the database, and with the database right now we are using that Laravel 8, and here that is actually testing introduction. If you want to create some of the factories, you can see that is actually our command line we have to add. So now I simply copy it. So here before seeding I want to run it. So I make it as a PHP artisan make factory, and now I want to create another factory as per our user. As I told you friend, here I don't want to touch any our default all that code. I want to replace everything as per our demand. So we will create that another factories for our admin. So now I want to create it and name it. So that will be as a PHP artisan make factory, and I want to create another factory as admin. Okay, I name it as admin factory. Okay, so that will be as a admin factory. So now if you click as a enter, now you can see friend, it's now created another factory created successfully. So that is our another factory as a admin factory. So here we successfully created this factory. So that is our admin factory. So right now I want to update it. So here we don't need this. I remove it. I remove all that file. Then you may get a little bit confused. So that is our admin factory. So into the admin factory, if you go to that user factory, they have some of the, you can see when this will run, then by default you can actually add some of the text. So here from the returns, I copy everything. And now if you go to that web, if you now go to our admin factory, into the admin factory area, into the return area, I simply paste it. So here, that is all that our database field I have already added in our database. That means here the database, if you go to the migration and there is our admin table, here I have already added that email as a name, email, right? That's a password. So right now I want to insert some of the data. That means here I want to add some of the data. That means name will be saved in our database table. Into the database table, it should be saved one of the name. So now I want to update it. So here I want to save one of the data as a admin. Okay, that will be as a name, will be as a admin. So when I run it, everything will be very clear to you. The email, I also want to add some of the email, and that means here I want to add one of the email as a admin@gmail.com. So this type of one of the email, it will be saved in particular that area. And then password verification as a now and password as a password. That means that is actually one of the by default password, and name it as a password. Okay, and there is a remember token, and also they have the star line. So if that is a star line, also you have to use it. If you go to that our user factory, into the user factory, here you can see that is actually our star. We have to use it. So make that sure you use it. So go to that admin factory. Here I have copy everything. So now it should be when I seed it, then automatically it should be add this name as a admin, email field will be as a admin@gmail.com. That means all the data will be inserted in particular that area. So that's how our seeding works. So right now, first of all, I want to add that start. So here after that I use it. So make that sure you use this. Okay, so now we have to update it. We have to update it in our database. That means into the seeder, they have one of the file as a database seeder. And with the database seeder, here we have to add it. So right now there is a default as a comment out. So now I open it in our app models. So that is right now I have already created one of the models or model name as a admin, right? So now I want to add that as a admin model, and factory I want to make it as a 0 right now. Okay, I make it as a 0, and then that is our create. So I have already created that model, friend. I hope you already know about it. So that is our admin model. So now it should be called our admin model. Okay, that is our factory setup I have already created. So everything is now great. So now we are ready to seeder it. That means seed this data. So now if you click as a save all, so here I updated this portion. So that's the data will be inserted in our database. So now if you want to insert it, now we have to seed it. Like if you go to that command line, and here if you run with the PHP artisan and the migrate, and I also want to seed it. So that is a seed. So now if you click as a enter, now you can see it's now showing as a nothing to migrate and database seeding completed successfully. It means right now here I have already added some of the demo data, right? I have added that name will be as a admin, email will be as a admin@gmail.com, and password field. Into the password field they have some of the hashtag password. It means that is a password. You can see it's also shows some of the comment. That means this password actually the password, right? If you go here right now, that is our admin. It is the admin table. If you close the browse, yes, I hope friend it's very much clear to you. So now you can see we successfully seeding it, and now it's all appropriately add our name will be as a admin, email will be as a admin@gmail.com. There is email is also verified. You can see there is a email is verified. They have the password as a password, and there is a remember token. Everything is now successfully inserted that data in our admin. That means our admin table. So here we successfully complete that part. So I hope it's very much clear to you. So now we have to create one of the guard. Okay, so how can create some of the guard and how can working with this guard in our next video, I will show you that things with a live example. So thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.